Hey everybody, this is Talkative Carl back again playing some more Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist. We're completing the part 2 of the main female protagonist deck. So we'll begin with Akiza and Niski and the Black Rose Dragon deck. Probably like the best plant deck I've ever seen, because it's not much. I mean, pretty sure in the past year or so they probably filled out more plant type cards and support for that type, but for the longest time it was just so not that much plant types to use, or at least to fill a proper deck, and at least until Kiza came in the mix. Then it's like a little bit more came into play, but not much. I just found out not too long ago there will be a Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel game coming out later this year. I'm definitely getting it for my Xbox Series S. So, I at least, hope, by that point we get more updated cards, and I can actually utilize like link summoning and more support for all these different types of decks that I've been playing around with. So let's just begin. We got Kiza, Carly Carmine, Dextra, there's another one I'm blanking on it, but it's Zuzu, Boyle, and her rival with the Julia Crystal. Yeah. All right. Black Garden. If a monster is normal or special summon except by the effect of Black Garden, half its attack. Also, you special summon one rose token. Plant type dark, level 2, attack and defense 800 to its controller's opponent's side of the field in attack position. This attack loss remains even if this card leaves the field. You can target one monster in your graveyard with attack equal to the total attack of all plant type monsters on the field. Destroy this card and as many plant type monsters as on the field as possible. Then if the total attack the destroyed monsters had on the field is equal to the target's attack, also summon that target. Fragrance Storm. Target one plant type monster on the field, destroy that target, and if you do, draw one card. Then if that card is a plant type monster, you can reveal it and draw one more card. Magic Planter. Send one face up continuous trap card you control to the graveyard, draw 2 cards. Mark of the Rose. Banish one plant type monster from your graveyard. Equip this card to a monster your opponent controls. Take control of the equipped monster. During your end phase, give control of the equipped monster to your opponent. During your standby phase, take control of the equipped monster. Seed of Deception. Special summon one level 2 or lower plant type monster from your hand. Thorn of Malice. Equip only to a Black Rose Dragon or a plant type monster. It gains 600 attack. If the equipped monster attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent. If the equipped monster attacks a monster after damage calculation, the attacked monster loses 600 attack and defense. An opponent's monster that battles with the equipped monster cannot be destroyed by that battle. Vengeful Servant. When control of the equipped monster changes, inflict damage equal to its original attack to its new controller. Wonder Clover. Select one face-up monster you control and send one level 4 plant type monster from your hand to the graveyard. During this turn, the selected monster can attack twice, but other monsters you control cannot declare an attack. Blossom Bombardment. When a plant type monster you control destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the destroyed monster's attack in the graveyard. Doppelganger. When you take damage from the effect of a monster your opponent controls, inflict the same amount of damage to your opponent. Half counter. During a damage calculation, if a monster you control is being attacked, target that monster you control. That target gains attack equal to half the original attack of the attacking monster until the end phase. This character looks like Mai. Or, you know, it's just an Amazon character, but, you know, at least one or two of the Amazon characters look like Mai. IV Shackles. All face-up monsters your opponent controls become plant type during your turns only. This face-up card you control is destroyed and sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card effect. Draw one card. Nature's Reflection. During this turn, any effect activated by your opponent that would inflict damage becomes an effect that inflicts damage to their life points. Overdoom Line. If a plant type monster is special summoned from your graveyard to your side of the field, it gains 1000 attack while this card is face up on the field. Destroy this card during your second end phase after activation. Wicked Rebirth. Activate this card by paying 800 life points and target one synchro monster in your graveyard, special summon it in attack position. Its effects are negated. Also, it cannot declare an attack this turn. When this card leaves the field, destroy that monster. When that monster is destroyed, destroy this card. Bird of Roses. When this face-up attack position card is destroyed by battle with an opponent's attacking monster and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon 2 plant type tuner monsters from your deck in face-up defense position. Blue Rose Dragon. When this card on the field is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can target one Black Rose Dragon or one plant type monster in your graveyard, special summon that target. Botanical Lion. This card gains 300 attack for each plant type monster you control. Control of this face-up card on the field cannot be switched. Copy Plant. Once per turn, you can target one other plant type monster on the field that has a level. This card's level becomes that monster's current level until the end of this turn. Dark Verger. When a plant type tuner monster is normal summoned to your side of the field, you can special summon this card from your graveyard in attack position. Evil Thorn. You can tribute this card, inflict 300 damage to your opponent, and if you do, you can special summon up to 2 Evil Thorn from your deck in attack position, but their effects cannot be activated. Fallen Angel of Roses. You can special summon this card from your hand by returning one plant type monster you control to the hand, except Angel of Roses, but banish it when it leaves the field. Gigaplant, a Gemini monster. Once normal summon a second time, once per turn you can special summon one insect type or plant type monster from your hand or graveyard. Blow Up Bulb. If this card is in the graveyard, you can send the top card of your deck to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon this card. You can only use this effect once per duel. Edge Guard. During damage calculation in either player's turn, when a monster you control attacks or is attacked, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard. Half the attack of that monster you control until the end of this turn, but that monster cannot be destroyed by this battle. Lonefire Blossom. Once per turn, you can tribute one face-up plant type monster, special summon one plant type monster from your deck. Lord Poison. If this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, target one plant type monster in your graveyard, except Lord Poison, special summon that target. Phoenician Cluster Amaryllis. This card cannot be special summoned except with its own effect or with Phoenician Seed. If this card attacks, it is destroyed after damage calculation. If this card you control is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, inflict 800 damage to your opponent. During your end phase, you can remove from play one plant type monster from your graveyard to special summon this card from your graveyard in defense position. Phyrexian Seed. You can send this face-up card to the graveyard to special summon one Phyrexian Cluster Amaryllis from your hand. Queen Angel of Roses. You can tribute summon this card in face-up attack position by attributing one plant type monster. Once per turn during your standby phase, destroy the one face-up monster on the field that has the lowest attack, your choice if tied. Revival Rose. If a level 5 or higher plant type monster you control is destroyed, you can special summon this card from the graveyard. Rose Fairy. If this card is added from your deck to your hand by a card effect, you can special summon this card. Rose Lover. You can banish this card from the graveyard, special summon one plant type monster from your hand, and if you do, it is unaffected by your opponent's trap effects this turn. You can only use this effect once per turn. This and the last card I just threw it in because it had throw rolls in it. I thought it would be fitting. Rose Tentacles. Cannot be special summoned at the start of your battle phase for each plant type monster your opponent currently controls. This card gains one additional attack during each battle phase this turn. Each time this card destroys a plant type monster by battle, inflict 300 damage to your opponent. Rose Witch. This card can be treated as two tributes for the tribute summon of a plant type monster. Twilight Rose Knight. Your opponent cannot target plant type monsters for attacks. When this card is normal summoned, you can special summon one level 4 or lower plant type monster for your hand. Titanical Princess of Camellias. During either player's turn, when a card or effect that targets cards on the field is activated, you can tribute one face-up plant type monster, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. Violet Witch. If this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, add one plant type monster with 1500 or less defense from your deck to your hand. Wall of Ivy. Flip special summon one Ivy token, plant type Earth, level 1 attack and defense 0 in defense position to your opponent's side of the field. When this token is destroyed, its controller takes 200 damage. Witch of the Black Rose. This card cannot be special summoned. When this card is normal summoned while you control no cards, draw one card and reveal it. If the card you drew is not a monster, send it to the graveyard and destroy this card. Black Rose Dragon. Requires one tuner and one or more non-tuner monsters to summon. When this card is synchro summoned, you can destroy all cards on the field. Once per turn, you can banish one plant type monster from your graveyard, then target one defense position monster your opponent controls, change that target to face-up attack position, and if you do, its attacks become 0 until the end of this turn. Black Rose Moonlight Dragon. Requires one tuner and one or more non-tuner monsters. If this card is special summoned or a level 5 or higher monster is special summoned to your opponent's side of the field, target one special summon monster your opponent controls, return that target to the hand. You only use this effect once per turn. And a Splendid Rose. Requires one tuner and one or more non-tuner monsters to summon. Once per turn you can banish one plant type monster from your graveyard, then target one face-up monster your opponent controls, half the target's attack until the end of this turn. During the battle phase, if this card attacked, you can banish one plant type monster from your graveyard, you can banish one plant type monster from your graveyard, have this card's attack until the end of this turn, and if you do, this card can make a second attack during this battle phase. Okay, let's try out the Rose. And sorry about yesterday. Normally I don't stream on Wednesdays, which is today as the time of you're viewing this video. Yesterday I don't know, I just been working so much and my body was just exhausted. My mind was just like, I just didn't have the energy to put in the time. You guys understand, it's one of those days. I literally was like fell asleep right away as soon as I got home. Well, at least I ate first and then I just fell asleep. I was just, you know, one of those moments where you're just done for today, you know? Nice. Got my Black Rose Dragon right away. Might not do well on this one, but let's give it a try. I mean, I like this duel against this against Misty in Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds, but I don't know, it felt like it was lacking something. It didn't, you know, I don't know. It's just that it's just, I don't feel like it like culminated to anything. It's like the rivalry just felt like, I don't know, what's the word, like not hollow, but it's just like, you know, very fabricated or like forced. It felt a little forced in some small measure. I can see what they was going for, but I don't know. An idea. Okay. Nice try. Oh no, that's what I wanted to do. God dog it. Wanted to sacrifice the other one. Fine. Pretty quick wins. I mean, that's all right. I mean, it's like had enough to make a significant deck, which I utilize a little more of the cards, but yeah, it got the job done. Now we gotta go check out Carly Carmine. And our Fortune Lady deck. It doesn't have much for like a Fortune Lady stuff, at least on this game. It doesn't have much. Where is it? There it is. So. Yeah, it's not enough support for this. There's more cards for the Fortune Lady than this game's providing. It's unfortunate. The Earthbound Immortal. 1 second. Still can't believe I didn't use this when I was using Raphael's deck. God dog it. I still goals, man. I think I definitely left it out. Completely forgot about this silver calculus when I did his video. I was like, where are that? I've gone off what I saved as far as like information, so I can go back to this. Should put this in Akiza's deck. I knew I forgot something. Dang. Was that last two? There it is, time passage. But I could also, because I did not notice this other recommended card. It would be useful. I don't often use it. A mention hole. Okay. Okay, let's drop my controller. Okay, now. All right. Let's quickly go over Carly Carmine's. I'll skip over some of these stuff because most of them require like Earthbound Immortals, you know, support cards. You already seen them, and stuff that removes from cards from the field. But we want primarily focus on the Fortune Ladies. All right, Fortune's Future. Select one of your removed from play Fortune Lady monsters and return it to the graveyard. Then draw 2 cards. Future Fusions, Fortune's Future, and then Future Visions. When a monster is normal summoned, remove that from play that monster. During your next standby phase of the controller who summoned that monster, return it to the field in face-up attack position. Time Passage. Increase the level of one face-up Fortune Lady monster you control by 3 until the end phase. Bending Destiny. If the only face-up monsters you control are Fortune Lady monsters, you can activate this card. Negate the activation of a spell or trap card or the normal summon of a monster and remove that card from play. That card removed from play by this effect is returned to its owner's hand during the end phase. Enlightenment. You cannot summon the turn you activate this card. Activate at the end of the damage step if a spellcaster type monster you control attacked and destroyed an opponent's monster by battle. That monster can attack again immediately. Inherited Fortune. Activate during the turn a face-up Fortune Lady monster you control was destroyed. Also summon up to 2 Fortune Lady monsters from your hand during your next standby phase. Slip of Fortune. Activate only when your opponent's monster declares an attack targeting a monster. Negate the attack and remove from play the attack target monster until the next standby phase. Earthbound Immortal Eslapisco. It has standard Earthbound Immortal ability, but its specific ability: destroy as many face-up monster your opponent controls as possible, and if you do, inflict 800 damage to your opponent for each monster destroyed. Fortune Lady Dark. This card's attack and defense are equal to its level times 400. During each of your standby phases, increase the level of this card by 1, maximum 12. When a face-up Fortune Lady monster you control destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 Fortune Lady monster from your graveyard. Fortune Lady Earth. This card's attack and defense is equal to its level by times 400. During each of your standby phases, increases level by 1, maximum 12. This goes for all Fortune Ladies. When the level of this card increases, inflict 400 damage to your opponent. Fortune Lady Fire. When this card is special summoned in face-up attack position by the effect of a Fortune Lady card, destroy 1 face-up monster your opponent controls and inflict damage to your opponent equal to the destroyed monster's attack. Fortune Lady Light. When this card is removed from the field by a card effect, you can special summon one Fortune Lady monster from your deck. Fortune Lady Water. When this card is special summoned while you control a face-up Fortune Lady monster except Lady Water, draw 2 cards. Fortune Lady Wind. When this card is normal summoned, you can destroy a number of spell or trap cards your opponent controls equal to the number of face-up Fortune Lady monsters you control. And Solitaire Magician. Once per turn, you can select one face-up Fortune Lady monster you control and one other face-up monster on the field. Reduce the level of the selected Fortune Lady monster by 3 and destroy the other selected monster. Okay, let's give this a whirl. When she, sorry, I did not see that coming, the entire outcome. Then, spoiler, because, Carly lost him at first. Then in the manga or Japanese version, she died thanks to his psychic abilities. But then she came back as a Dark Center, came back and nearly killed him by, after defeating him. Or the duel might got interrupted and she could have easily beat him. Then she went after Jack. Okay. I think I saved this. Yeah, dueling against like the Fortune Lady cards, it was a pain in the butt, man. I felt like I couldn't do anything with his future visions. Oh, thank God. Ah. Unbelievable. I was on a roll for so long. I mean, it's not a bad card set to have more support in this game. Hopefully in the next Yu-Gi-Oh game it will be. Battle Fader, I forgot. There you go. All right, that goes Carly Carmine. Now we'll go move on to Suzu. I have her stuff here. We'll combine her and Selena, because either one by themselves doesn't have much cards in this game, but together I can make a solid deck. Moonlight. And I wonder if these are all fairy. As far as fairies are concerned, I mean, these are probably like the better ones, honestly. And to be honest, I think it was like very clever making a song themed deck. I mean, I think anybody who's like, you know, a musical artist who's into Yu-Gi-Oh can get a kick out of utilizing this deck. Aria, Mozarta, Elegy, Solo, Sonata. I mean, that was, I think that was like extremely clever. Just like the Cosmo themed deck. I mean, you know, every once in a while you come up with like, you know, just brilliant themes for decks. I mean, like, bravo to whoever came up with this. here. A lot of fusion on this one. Not much trap cards I see that I had built from this deck. Yeah, hopefully the next game is more Melodious and Moonlight support cards. Almost done. there's only one Luna Light card, drop card here. Okay. I'm missing something here. Got the future fusion, or fusion recovery. Using substitute. Yeah, there you go. Probably a Melodious card that I'm missing, but I think it's probably it's fine. You probably should get another trap card. They call the Haunted. Luna Light fusions. Okay. Do Gemini right after this. Alright, there we go, finally. Got this together. Zuzu Boyle / Selena. the Melodious and Moonlight composite deck. First, movement solo. If you control no monsters, special summon one level 4 or lower Melodious monster from your hand or deck. You can only activate one movement solo per turn. You cannot special summon monsters during the turn you activate this card except Melodious monsters. Water. Cards from the sky. Remove from play one fairy type monster in your hand and draw 2 cards. You cannot special summon or conduct your battle phase the turn you activate this card. I usually use this during the beginning of my turn. Fortissimo is also a chaotic card name that grows your, in the series it grows your creature into a giant or just doubles its energy or attack, something like that in the actual TCG. Once per turn you can target one Melodious monster you control. It gains 800 attack until your next standby phase, even if this card leaves the field. You can send this card to the graveyard, fusion summon one Melodious Fusion monster from your extra deck, using monsters you control as fusion materials. Fusion Substitute. This card's name is always treated as polymerization. Fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck, using monsters you control as fusion materials. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one fusion monster in your graveyard, return it to the extra deck, then draw 1 card. Pianissimo. Target one face-up monster you control. This turn, that face-up monster original attack becomes 100. Also, that face-up monster cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Refusion. Pay 800 life points. Select one fusion monster from your graveyard, special summon it, and equip it with this card. When this card is destroyed, remove the equipped monster from play. The Fountain in the Sky. When a light monster is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can remove that monster from play to gain life points equal to its attack. Sanctuary in the Sky. Battle damage to the control of a fairy type monster from a battle involving that fairy type monster becomes 0. Luna Light Reincarnation Dance. If a monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, add up to 2 Luna Light monsters from your deck to your hand. You can only activate this once per turn. Melodious Illusion. Target one Melodious monster you control. This turn, that face-up monster you control is unaffected by your opponent's spell or trap effects, and it can make a second attack during each battle phase. Miraculous Descent. Select one of your fairy type monsters that is removed from play and special summon it. When this card is removed from the field, destroy that monster, and vice versa. Aria, the Melodious Diva. While this special summon card is on the field, Melodious monsters you control cannot be targeted by card effects or be destroyed by battle. Cannon, the Melodious Diva. If you control a Melodious monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Cannon, the Melodious Diva once per turn this way. Once per turn, you can target one Melodious monster you control, change its battle position. Crystal Rose. Once per turn, you can send one Gemini or Melodious monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard, and if you do, this card's name becomes that sent monster's name until the end phase. If this card is in your graveyard, you can banish one fusion monster from your graveyard, special summon this card in defense position. You can only use this effect once per turn. Elegy, the Melodious Diva. Special summon Melodious monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. If this card was special summon, all fairy type monsters you control gain 300 attack. Freya, Spirit of Victory. While you control a fairy type monster other than Freya, your opponent's monsters cannot target this card for attacks. All fairy type monsters you control gain 400 attack and defense. Moonlight Black Sheep. You can discard this card, then activate one of these effects. Add one Moonlight monster from your graveyard to your hand, except Black Sheep, or add one polymerization from your deck to your hand. If this card is sent to the field, sent to the graveyard as a fusion material or a fusion summon, you can add to your hand one face up Light Pendulum monster from your extra deck, or one Light monster from your graveyard except Black Sheep. Light Blue Cat. If this card is supposed to summon, you can target one Light monster you control except Blue Cat. Its attack becomes double its original attack until the end of this turn. You can only use this effect once per turn. If this card on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon one Light monster from your deck. Light Purple Butterfly. You can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard, then target one Light monster you control. It gains 1000 attack until the end of this turn. You can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon one Light monster from your hand. You can only use this effect once per turn. Light White Rabbit. When this card is normal summoned, you can target one Light monster in your graveyard except White Rabbit. Special summon it in defense position. Once per turn, you can target one spell or trap card your opponent controls. Up to the number of Light cards you control, return them to the hand. Mozarta the Melodious Maestra. Once per turn, you can special summon one light fairy type monster from your hand. You cannot special summon other monsters the turn you activate this effect, except for light monsters. Opera the Melodious Diva. Cannot attack the turn is normal summoned or flip face up. If this card is sent to the graveyard as a fusion material for a fusion summon, you can activate this effect. For the rest of this turn, melodious monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Score the Melodious Diva. During damage calculation in either player's turn, if a melodious monster you control battles an opponent's monster, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, change that opponent's monster's attack and defense to 0 until the end of this turn. Serenade the Melodious Diva. This card can be treated as 2 tributes for the tribute summon of a fairy type monster. After this card is special summoned to your side of the field, you can normal summon one melodious monster during your main phase this turn, in addition to your normal summoner set. You only use this effect once per turn. Sopina the Melodious Maestra. Once per turn, you can target one light fairy type monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. You cannot activate non-light monster effects during the turn you activate this effect. Solo the Melodious Songstress. If your opponent controls a monster and you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one melodious monster from your deck except Songstress. Sonata the Melodious Diva. If you control a melodious monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. While this special summon card is on the field, all fairy type monsters you control gain 500 attack and defense. Soprano the Melodious Songstress. When this card is special summoned, you can target one melodious monster in your graveyard except Songstress. Add it to your hand. You can only use this effect once per turn. Once per turn, you can fusion summon one melodious fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters you control as fusion materials, including this card. Tam Tam the Melodious Diva. If this card is special summoned while you control a melodious monster, you can add one polymerization from your deck or graveyard to your hand. This card is sent to the graveyard as a fusion material for a fusion summon. You can target one melodious monster you control. It gains 500 attack, and if it does, inflict 500 damage to your opponent. Light Tiger. This card is on the field, is destroyed by battle or card effect. You can target one Light monster in your graveyard, special summon it. You can only use this effect once per turn. Pendulum effect. Once per turn, you can target one Light monster in your graveyard, special summon it, but it cannot attack if its effects are negated. Also, it is destroyed during the end phase. Light Wolf. If a Lunar Light monster you control attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent. Pendulum effect. You cannot pendulum summon monsters except Lunar Light monsters. This effect cannot be negated. Once per turn, you can fusion summon one Lunar Light fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing fusion materials listed on it from your field or graveyard. Bloom Diva the Melodious Choir. Requires one Melodious Maestra and one Melodious Monster to summon. Cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Also, you take no battle damage from attacks involved with this card. If this card battles in a special summon monster after damage calculation, you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to the difference between the original attack of that opponent's monster and this card, and if you do, destroy that opponent's monster. Bloom Prima the Melodious Choir. Requires one Melodious Maestra plus one or more Melodious monsters. This card gains 300 attack for each fusion material used for its fusion summon. This card can make a second attack during each battle phase. If this fusion summon card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one Melodious monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Lunar Light Cat Dancer. Requires two Lunar Light monsters to summon. Cannot be destroyed by battle. Once per turn during your main phase 1, you can tribute one other Lunar Light monster. For the rest of this turn, the first time each monster your opponent controls will be destroyed by battle is not destroyed. Also, this card can attack all monsters your opponent controls twice each this turn. If this card declares an attack, inflict 100 damage to your opponent. Lunar Light Leo Dancer. Requires Lunar Light Panther Dancer plus two Lunar Light monsters to summon. Must be fusion summoned with the above fusion materials. Cannot be special summoned by other ways. Cannot be targeted or destroyed by your opponent's card effects. This card can make a second attack during each battle phase. Once per turn, at the end of the damage step, if this card attacked a monster, you can destroy all special summon monsters your opponent controls. Lunar Light Panther Dancer. Requires one Lunar Light Cat Dancer and one other Lunar Light monster to summon. Cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Once per turn during your main phase 1, you can activate this effect. For the rest of this turn, the first time each monster your opponent controls will be destroyed by battle is not destroyed. Also, this card can attack all monsters your opponent controls twice each this turn. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, this card gains 200 attack until the end of the battle phase. And Schuberta the Melodious Maestra. Requires two Melodious monsters to summon. During either player's turn, you can target up to 3 cards in any graveyard, banish them. And if you do, this card gains 200 attack for each. This effect can only be used once while this card is face up on the field. Okay. Ooh. I gotta say, I mean, compared to like Zexal, true female protagonist, at least Zuzu actually do stuff. And she's not just some kind of cheerleader for the main character. I gotta say, like, I don't even remember her name. That's how forgetful she is to me. But at least Zuzu left some kind of impact because she was part of the main story. Matter of fact, unlike all the, except for maybe Akiza to some part in the first season of 5Ds, Zuzu and her different universe counterparts, they actually do stuff because they're actually part of the actual art, like the main focus, or at least like the drive of the main villain. Not necessarily, it's like she in tandem I mean, she's like in tandem with the main she's in tandem. She had the same focus and as the main protagonist in Arc 5. Dang, already. Wow, that was too fast for my comfort, man. Like her hand was just like she was ready. Damn, I don't like this. Well, I'm not getting my polymerization. I got like at least 4 or 5 cards that I can use for polymerization, and it's not one of them is coming in my hand.
Perfect.
I used this before. I keep this in my hand just in case. There we go. There we go. Oh, let's try against Yugioh, win or lose. Let's hope it's not gonna be too doggone fast. And that's how you start a match. Get those out of here. There you go. for Julia. Okay, Gemini. But while I'm here, Okay. Mm. Oh, I got new stuff, so that's why I got a lot here. Brilliant Spark. Fine. Okay. Nearly done. I'll just have one more to go through after this. And the picture. Right. Oh, I guess I didn't take a picture of that. It's probably something I decided on the last minute, but it's fine because the last one after this will be Dextra. Yes, I believe it will. Let me double check. Yep, it'll be Dextra after this, and then that'll be the end of part 2. So let's get to Julia. Okay. The Gemini deck. Alright, let's begin with the magic cards. Absorb Fusion. Add 1 Gemini card from your deck to your hand, then you can apply this effect. Using summon 1 Gemini Fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing fusion materials listed on it from your hand or your side of the field. You can only activate this once per turn. You cannot special summon a monster the turn you activate this card except Gemini monsters. Brilliant Fusion. When this card is activated, fusion summon 1 Gemini Fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your deck as fusion materials, but change its attack and defense to 0. If this card leaves the field, destroy that monster. Once per turn, you can discard 1 spell card. The monster special summoned by this effect gains attack and defense equal to its original attack and defense until the end of your opponent's turn. You can only activate this once per turn. Dark Factory of Mass Production. Target 2 normal monsters in your graveyard, add those targets to your hand. Gemini Fusion. Fusion summon 1 Gemini Fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or your side of the field as fusion materials. If this card is in your graveyard, you can banish 1 Gemini monster from your graveyard, add this card to your hand. Particle Fusion. Send from your side of the field to the graveyard the fusion material monsters that are listed on the Gemini Fusion monster card and special summon that fusion monster from your extra deck. When you do, banish this card from the graveyard to target 1 Gemini Fusion material monster used for the fusion summon. Fusion summon monster gains that monster's attack until the end phase. Pot of Dichotomy. At the start of your main phase, target on 3 monsters with different types in your graveyard, shuffle all 3 into the deck, then draw 2 cards. You cannot conduct your battle phase the turn you activate this card. Unexpected Die. If you control no monster, special summon 1 level 4 or lower normal monster from your deck. Brilliant Spark. If a face-up Gemini monster you control is destroyed by your opponent's attack or card effect, target one of those destroyed monsters, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the original attack. If this card is in your graveyard, you can send 1 Gemini card from your hand to the graveyard, add this card to your hand. You can only use this effect once per turn. Common Charity. Draw 2 cards, then remove from play 1 normal monster from your hand. If you don't have any normal monsters in your hand to remove, send all cards in your hand to the graveyard. Fragment Fusion. Banish from your graveyard the fusion material monsters that are listed on the Gemini Fusion monster card. And special summon that fusion monster from your extra deck. Destroy it during the end phase. Gemini Enhancement. Tribute 1 Gemini monster, then target 1 Gemini monster in your graveyard. Excuse me. Special summon that target from the graveyard. Phoenix Wing Wind Blast. Discard 1 card, then target 1 card your opponent controls. Place that target on top of the deck. Pyroxene Fusion. Send from your hand or your side of the field to the graveyard the fusion material monsters that are listed on a Gemini Fusion monster card, and special summon that fusion monster from your extra deck. Gemini Crystal. A Gemini officer of high rank who has optimized the use of the crystal powers. Despite his ability to overwhelm most opponents, is wary of stretching himself too thin and opts for solidarity with his comrades. Gemini Garnet. The Gemini warrior who carries the Garnet soul. His flaming iron fist crushes all enemies. Gemini Lepsis. Best of friends with Lazuli. This soldier deeply cares about the well-being of her friends. Gemini Sapphire. His sapphire power commands the water to protect him from attack. His comrades trust in his silent protection. Gemini Tourmaline. He channels mystic energies and changes them into fighting strength through the power of Tourmaline. Many admire his way of life. Gem Armadillo. When this card is normal summoned, you can add 1 Gemini monster from your deck to your hand. Gem Elephant. During your main phase, you can return this face-up card on the field to the hand. During damage calculation, if this card attacked or was attacked, you can send 1 normal monster from your hand to the graveyard. Then this card gains 1000 defense. Gemini Alextra Knight. You can tribute this card, special summon 1 Gemini normal monster from your deck. Gemini Amber. The Gemini monster, once summoned twice, once per turn you can send 1 Gemini card from your hand to the graveyard to target 1 of your banished monsters, add that target to your hand. Gemini Emerald. You can banish this face-up card from you control and 1 face-up normal monster you control. Target 1 Gemini Fusion monster in your graveyard, special summon it from the graveyard. Gemini Iolite. Gemini monster, once summoned twice, once per turn you can banish 1 gem monster from your graveyard to target 1 Gemini card in your graveyard, add that target to your hand. Gemini Lazuli. If this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can target 1 normal monster in your graveyard, add that target to your hand. Gemini Obsidian. If this card is sent from the hand to your graveyard, you can target 1 level 4 or lower normal monster in your graveyard, special summon that target. Gemini Sardonyx. Gemini monster, once summoned twice, when this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can add 1 Gemini card from your deck to your hand. Gem Turtle. Flip effect, you can add one Gemini Fusion from your deck to your hand. Gemini Amethyst requires one Gemini monster plus one Aqua type monster. When this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, return all set, spell, and trap cards on the field to the hand. Gemini Aquamarine requires Sapphire and a Gemini monster. If this card attacks, it is changed to defense position at the end of the battle phase. When this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, target one card your opponent controls, turn that target to the hand. Gemini Citrine requires one Gemini monster and one Pyro type monster. If this card attacks or is attacked, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects until the end of the damage step. Gemini Lady Brilliant Diamond requires 3 Gemini monsters. You can only special summon Gemini Lady Brilliant once per turn. Once per turn, you can send one face-up Gemini monster you control to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon one Gemini Fusion monster from your extra deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. Gemini Lady Lepsis Lazuli requires Lipsis and one Gemini monster. You can only special summon this once per turn. Once per turn, you can send one Gemini monster from your main deck or extra deck to the graveyard. If you do, inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each special summon monster on the field. Gemini Master Diamond requires 3 Gemini monsters. This card gains 100 attack for each Gemini monster in your graveyard. Once per turn, you can balance one level 7 or lower Gemini Fusion monster from the graveyard. Till the end phase, this card's name becomes that monster's, and replace this effect with the monster's original effects. Gemini Prismura requires 1 Gemini monster and 1 Thunder type monster. Once per turn, you can send one Gemini card from your hand to the graveyard to target one face-up card on the field, destroy that card. Gemini Ruby requires Garnet and 1 Gemini monster. Once per turn, you can tribute one face-up gem monster. This card gains attack equal to the tributed monster's attack on the field until the end phase. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent. Gemini Serenade requires 1 Gemini monster and 1 light monster. During your main phase, you can normal summon or set 1 monster in addition to your normal summon or set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. Gemini Topaz requires Tourmaline and 1 Gemini monster. This card can attack twice during each battle phase. When this card destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the attack of the destroyed monster in the graveyard. Gemini Zirconia requires 1 Gemini monster and 1 rock type monster. And Gemini Pearl Exceeds monster requires 2 level 4 monsters. Ooh, okay, second here. Okay. Here we go. What the heck? The second I was able to summon, I guess I needed like gem fent, I guess. Wow. Doors reveal light. Okay, now let's wrap up tonight with Alextra. I'll be playing some Marvel's Capcom 3 after this, see if anybody's online. Butter Spy. And yeah, Zexo female, and she's like the only one that's actually pretty good. Like I was saying, like Zexo, I mean, like there's been days when like there's moments that I like in Zexo and Arc 5, but I think like compared to like Zexo, Arc 5 is maybe slightly better than Zexo, to be honest with you guys. Oh my god, it's like, I don't know, it just feels like Zexo feels like a parody on Yu-Gi-Oh sometimes, you know? The goofy hair and the lame brain characters. See, like I knew like something was up when you getting characters like Lip and that cat girl and then like the other, you know, female lead and stuff like that. It's like, oh my god, it's like gimmicky kind of characters, and that's what drives me up the freaking wall. Yeah. Okay. I don't even really pad out this that much, so there's more I can have, but fine. All right, Dextra. Berserk skills. Target one phase of monster you control, except a monster that is attacking directly. It gains 1000 attack. Also, it cannot attack your opponent directly for the rest of this turn. During the end phase of this turn, it loses 2000 attack. Monster Reincarnation. Discard one card and target one monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Capture. These revenge. These units. Butterfly Yoke. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, target the attacking monster, change that target to defense position, and if you do, equip this card to that monster. Once per turn, during either player's turn, during a main phase or battle phase, you can change the equipped monster's battle position. Butterfly Protection. Target one face of attack position monster on the field, change it to a face of defense position. Also, any damage you take for the rest of this turn is halved. Blue Mountain Butterfly. Cannot be normal summon or set. When you normal summon a warrior type monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. This card cannot be used as a single material monster. Moonlight Papillion. When this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can special summon one level 4 or lower butterfly monster from your deck. Morpho Butterspy. Once per turn, when the battle position of opponent's monster is changed, except during the damage step, you can target one of those monsters. It loses 1000 attack and defense. Swallowtail Butterspy. When another monster you control inflicts battle damage to your opponent, target one face-up monster your opponent controls. It loses an attack equal to the battle damage inflicted. Knight Papilloperative. Sure. Requires 3 level 4 monsters. Once per turn, you can detach one Xyz material from this card. This card gains 300 attack for each Xyz material attached to a monster on the field. Photon Alexandria Queen. Requires 2 level 4 Butterspy monsters. You can detach one Xyz material from this card, return all monsters on the field to the hand, then inflict 300 damage to each player for each card returned to their hand. And Photon Pilloprative requires 2 level 4 monsters. Once per turn, you can detach one Xyz material from this card, then target one defense position monster on the field, change it to a face-up attack position, and if you do, it loses 600 attack. Okay. Let's give this a whirl. Do one battle. Heck. You usually put me right on to the character that I wasn't on. And speaking of characters, next time I will be dealing with the villains of the Yu-Gi-Oh series, the main villains. Go. The heck? Oh, it's not 40 or more. I need 40 cards. Duh. Oh, I'm going with insect. Pretty much insects. Now, do this for real. There you go. Let's just do one duel. First, I'm actually have like a 40 card deck. Jesus. To summon a butterfly, that will still work. I guess it has to be a butterfly. Oh man, that was kind of close, but that's pretty much all the female decks not only I have, but want to show off. But yeah, some point next week, maybe next Friday, I will start off with the villain decks. This will probably be a little bit more fun. So I will see you guys in a little bit. Take care, and I hope you have fun enjoying these me showing off these cards, because there were some legitimate I forgot to mention, like in my previous videos, my favorite well, aside from Yuma, the other main protagonist decks I really do thoroughly enjoy, even Yugioh to some extent, with the Odd Eyes cards. But yeah, I think like Yugi, Jaden, and Yusei probably like my favorites. The rivals, I definitely love Kaiba, Jack, Kai to some extent, because his Xyz dragons are just amazing when you get them on the field eventually. But that's a task in and of itself. I know I'm forgetting somebody. I don't know. I mean, Chaz is cool, but it's not like a standout. Neither is like Astra Phoenix. If I got better support cards for him, it might be a different story. Best friends, I mean, like, Axel Brody's pretty dang good. My great female protagonist, probably one of my favorite female protagonists, and Akiza will be a good close second as far as favorite female protagonist. Yusei is amazing. Like I said, I love Yusei. Crow, another great. Crow, Joey, Axel, and Cyrus, as far as like my great best friend decks. Jesse as well. I love their cards, but I think like Crow and Joey's cards I love utilizing the most as far as best friend decks. Kaiba and Jack I probably love utilizing those particular rival decks like the most. I get the most use out of them. Jada and Yugi, obviously the greatest decks. I love those decks. So yeah, so look forward to next week with the villains. So see you guys in a little bit.